I think one of the really important things is that we are keeping in touch with what industry demands are. And so we can't rest on our laurels very long, and we can't be like what some other, some of the other types of programs or master's degrees are where the content doesn't change from year to year. From one year to the next, our elective list could look quite different. Our topics could look quite different because it takes a lot of work to really kind of keep abreast with what's going on in the industry. I think part of what's telling with our program is we do make a pretty good mixed use of research faculty, of clinical faculty, and of adjuncts. The way we kind of use adjuncts, and adjuncts is a fancy way of saying, hey, this is somebody who is an industry pro in the real world, and they're coming back and they're teaching a class for us because they have this super, super relevant industry experience. And so it's important for us that as we seek to keep a program that is very aligned with what industry demands are, that we're implementing our classes in that way. But so another big piece to that is our classes aren't just classroom instruction where somebody's watching a faculty member walk in, they're throwing a bunch of horribly made and written PowerPoint slides on a projector and they're calling it a class. There is a lecture component to a lot of what we do, but there's a lot of activity components to what we do. And there's a very strong experiential component to what we do. So students are doing at the same time that they're learning. That looks way better on a resume when you're trying to sell your experience and tell future employers what you've done in a program, rather than I took a class in this, I took a class in that. We can start saying, well, I did this and I did that. And so one of the ways we do that is through this experientialness and through different relevant real world projects. And so, I have a lot of projects that tend to be right now in the InfoSec space, more accurately, how we're kind of coalescing with the intersection of InfoSec and AI, generative AI and things like that. We have experiential or case study based instruction that's woven into pretty much all of our classes. So we have a class that is specific, we call it experiential IT, very popular among students. And really what that is it's a class of mini projects, we're not supposed to call it internships, but mini internships, mini projects that our instructors will kind of curate and do the de-risk and do the project management for. And what they do is they collaborate, they work with partners throughout the Western New York area and really throughout the world. It's become a bit of an international affair in terms of actually crafting and sculpting these mini projects so that they can be accomplished by a group of students within the semester time frame that we have, which can be a bit of a challenge. But if we look at what some of those projects are like, we have projects that are providing some form of consulting or counseling to underserved communities. We have projects that have to do with analytics and analysis in the real estate markets. A lot of AI-enabled projects, both in the tech space and the language translational space. Projects that have to do with food as medicine or Salesforce type projects that are focusing on employee relations. Projects that are focusing on clean water and clean water delivery. Artificial intelligence, again, maybe in the law space or the paralegal space. We're looking at different, projects that have to do, again, this is all technology enablement, technology-based innovation in these different areas. Health and wellness projects, gamification projects in a variety of different areas, different kinds of educational and test prep projects using new technology platforms. How we can deliver different kinds of NFC or other types of kind of hardware-based projects into the community. And so these are some of the things that we have, even just in our experiential IT class, let alone for some of the other classes we have too, where we're doing these different consultancies within these organizations or following a case-based approach.